All right. Cool. Is record.
How's it going, everybody? This is Dave from This is Top Gun Promotions. I'm here with Aim High from Columbia, South Carolina. How's it going, fellas?
Yo, what up, what up?
Really appreciate you guys coming on. Let's dive right into it. So, when and how did you guys form?
Wow. Born back in I, technically 2018, but like 2019 was when we put out our first song. So around then, and yeah. And how I'll let you do the guitar solo, of course.
Yeah, so I was sitting in a lesson, waiting for my a lesson with my guitar teacher, who's in another band called Invoking the Abstract. They're like pretty big down here, like 10 years ago. And
Not saying. I'm just kidding.
not
No, shout out.
yeah, no, seriously, shout out. They're not making anything anymore.
Yeah.
I think they should hop back on it. But yeah, I was waiting on doing a lesson or waiting on a lesson, and Caleb comes in. He's like, "Yo, you're He's like, "How old are you?" And I was like, 15. And he's like, "You're mad nasty. We need a fill-in guitarist for a show we have in a couple of days." And I was like, "Oh, okay. Let me think about it." So I go on my lesson. And I talk to my guitar teacher, and he's like, "I think you should do it." So I go back out, and I'm like, "Who are you opening for?" And he's like, "Bless the Fall." And I'm like, "Yo, I love Bless the Fall." So I went to his house that night, and then went back the next day, and then we drove up to Charlotte that Friday, and we played the show. It was pretty crazy. It was yeah, definitely crazy an experience. We actually have a picture with Bless the Fall from that show.
Yeah. Super dope.
That's super sick. And now you guys are just being rude. I'm super jealous. Right on. So, you guys in February you dropped Tiptoes. How's the response been to it?
Yeah, I feel like it's been pretty well. I mean, it's our first like single since we put the band down momentarily, hiatus, whatever you want to call it. Um so yeah, it's good to like put out new music. It was super fun shooting the music video. Shout out to South Carolina State Fair and everyone that helped us out with that. Super fun. Yeah, new song. It was fun, and yeah, I feel like so far the reception has been pretty good from what I'm hearing. So,
Yeah, the just social media seems good, and like I've had a good amount of friends and like people that I don't know too well kind of be like, "Hey, dude, like new song and music video is really good." Actually had a friend yesterday tell me that, and then a bunch of my other buddies got together and they were probably already hanging out, but they watched the new music video together, and they said that they all thought the song was good, especially with the music video. I was like, "Oh, thanks, guys." So it's been pretty good. It's really gratifying to hear as well because we put a lot of time and effort into it.
thanks.
That's sick. That's the kind of stuff that I feel like maybe keeps you guys going, keeps you motivated.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely not what it's all about, but it's really nice for sure. Like it's good to know that people connect to it in a way, I guess.
Yeah, it's always awesome when people connect with our music. Definitely a motivating factor for sure. Um, some people just like with any genre of music, soundscape of music, whatever have you. It's gonna be some people's cup of tea, some people it's not. You know what I'm saying? We are lucky enough to kind of have a general idea of the demographic of people that like our music. Though people, you never know. Will people will surprise you with how open minded they can be. Sometimes it's opposite; they'll surprise you with how close minded they can be. But I like to stay optimistic about society and everything like that. So yeah, it feels good when people say nice things about our music.
Right on, dude. So, who do you guys record it with, and how was the process?
Well, that is all contingent on what song, what original music. So like the process is pretty much the same all the time, but in regards to like where we record or whatever, that will, you know, differ. Um so yeah, in regards to like the process, I usually come up with like melodies in my head first, and then usually the original melody that I'll have for like let's say that I think it's a vocal melody or whatever, I'll just like lay it down in MIDI, and then it'll turn into something else. Like it'll turn into like a guitar part, and then just kind of like puzzle pieces. Um, and then I'll usually have like a demo instrumental, and then I'll record a top line to it. So we can have like, you know, a demo show the bands, Thomas, Jack, Jay. They will like take the parts, make them into their own, all of that. And yeah, as of the past year to geez, maybe 2 years, I haven't had a studio to record us at, so that was kind of hindering. But super recently, like a couple weeks ago, I got my studio built, and we were able to utilize it. When we recorded drums, we've gone anywhere from Seaboard to um, the Jam Room here in Columbia. Our last single before Tiptoes, we recorded that at so our good friend Taz, he's in a band Belmont. His parents' basement, we actually recorded the drums and the vocals for that song in his parents' basement. Shout out Taz. Shout out his dad. Rest in peace to his mom. And yeah, so it kind of just really depends on where we're at and what we're doing with where we're recording, but the composition process is usually the same.
That's really sick. I'm really loving the background. Very punk rock.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'll share some with you. So this is a new studio, or this is a studio. Excuse how messy it is right now. Got some AC unit. We were talking about the difference between South Carolina and Pennsylvania. It's cold up there right now. We're running AC. So yeah. And then we got a green screen wall. We haven't been able to use too much of it yet, just because, you know, but it's a whole wall for content.
And to use it.
And then yeah, got a nice little bathroom shower in there for do stuff. But yeah, yeah, we got a new space, able to create again, working on new stuff, and yeah, feels good.
Super dope. So you guys are from Columbia, South Carolina. How's the pop punk scene there? Do you guys have a favorite venue, favorite local band?
Yeah, I mean Columbia has definitely like a music scene in regards to like pop punk specifically in Columbia. It's not too much in regards to like stuff that like, you know, we grew up on, or stuff, bands that existed before we did. It was Happy. They we played with them a bunch. Um Brigades, they're from Greenville, so it's it's still South Carolina, two different parts of South Carolina, but that's the homies. Shout out Darren, shout out Brigades. Um but yeah, in Columbia specifically, not that much pop punk. Now there's, you know, bands that are forming up um that are, you know, pop punk emo leaning sounding and stuff like that. But Columbia's definitely always been a little bit more of a hardcore scene, deathcore scene, um, a little bit, you know, bigger than the pop punk scene.
A lot of Midwest now too, almost. Or Midwest.
Yeah, a lot of like shoegaze type stuff. But at the same time, that's also why we, you know, obviously we stay true to our roots, and we're gonna make the kind of music that we make. But we also, you know, we don't just make pop punk music. We make all different, you know, kinds of music within the general soundscape of the stuff that we came up on. So yeah, but yeah.
Right on, dude. So who would you say your biggest influences are?
Pop punk specifically, or just in general?
Pop punk in general.
All right, Thomas.
Uh, I'm really big on like old Motionless in White, Casino Madrid. I love their stuff. I sucks that they broke up so quick. What's the other one? Abandon All Ships. Uh, I love old As Blood Runs Black, Paramore, Avenged Sevenfold, Trivium. Um, just like a lot of stuff from like the, I guess like mid late 2000s. That stuff is like my bread and butter. Like the metalcore and post hardcore around that time. It's just like wow, chef's kiss. Big on like old Electric Callboy and current Electric Callboy too. I guess we butter the bread with butter, super good too.
Oh yeah, I have come up on stuff anywhere from like uh rap, obviously, like Snoop, NWA, Pimp C. I am halfway from Houston, halfway from here. I moved back and forth growing up. So yeah, the Houston hip hop scene, Paul Wall, all of those had big influence. But also I used to, listen to all different kinds of stuff from like classic rock, like Led Zeppelin, the Beatles, to kind of 2000s, like Warped Tour, emo, pop punk stuff like OG, Day to Remember. Well, I shouldn't even say OG. They just dropped the album. That's super sick. I love the new album. Anyways, A Day to Remember, Story So Far, State Champs, Paramore, MCR. I will say OG, Panic at the Disco, Fall Out Boy, OG, obviously Blink 182. Yeah, just a whole bunch of stuff, a wide plethora of stuff, and we try to take our, respective, influences and organically integrate that into the music we make.
You have the hyper pop too. We've been listening to a lot of hyper pop recently.
Yeah, yeah. Like we have, hyper pop songs, or like songs that are like, has hyper pop in it. So I fucks with 100 Gex a bunch, Breakins. I fucks with Braden Ross, J Kim. I could sit here. You give me genres, and I can just sit and just like notice.
Shout out Snow Strippers and Barely Human. I love those guys so much.
I love it. A little bit of everything.
Oh yeah.
So here's $1 million question for you guys. If you could tour with one of them, who would it be?
The answer is, do we really get $1 million if we answer it right? That's no, I'm just kidding. If we could tour with one band, who would it be? What would you say?
That's a hard question. It's like, are we gonna go for classic or like somebody current? Um,
You pick who you want. I'll pick.
you go first. I'm gonna have to think about this for a second.
I go first. All right. So it's gonna be a tie, which means like there's, what I'm saying, like, and we have three different realities, right? So like one would be Paramore for sure, for sure. Two, uh, Taylor Swift, honestly, just because, like, again, how I was talking about earlier, like sometimes you never know how open-minded people will be. Like, not to compare us to Paramore or whatever, but Paramore gained a lot of fans that they didn't originally have when they started touring with Taylor Swift. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. Honestly, to be honest, it's a good thing. So yeah, like, you never know. Yeah, and she's obviously like the biggest artist in the world. So like, yeah, exposure. Um, and then shit. I said Paramore, Taylor Swift. Let's see, shit. I know that this. Yeah, come back to my third one. Thomas go and then come back to my third one.
Just because they're a favorite band of mine, and they like really influenced me getting on the guitar. Avenged Sevenfold would be really fun to tour with.
I knew you was gonna.
I know. But MCR would be a sick one to tour with because I got into them around the same age. It was like a little bit after, but I love them. third one, maybe somebody like Deftones or something, just because I feel like people would be throwing down at that one.
Yeah, facts. For my third one, I'm gonna have to go with A Day to Remember, just because I went to their last tour with 4 Year Strong and Restore Far, who is also like very close on the list. And their production was wild. The show was amazing. The whole band still got it, and yeah. Well, yeah. So those are my three.
All those would be super dope.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, just keep plugging along and never say never.
Exactly.
For real.
Exactly. Taylor Swift, if you were watching this, please hold us in consideration for your next tour. It would be greatly fucking
Yes,
appreciated.
Miss Swift, please.
Sorry, I don't know if we can not curse on here or whatever, but
Well, I endorse these guys, so if that helps.
So much.
yeah,
Super rad, guys. So now I'm going to ask you guys some non-music questions. It's a good way for me to get to know you as people. I did this with the other bands. Are you ready to roll?
yeah.
Sir.
All right, first one. Would you rather explore space or the ocean, and why?
Definitely space, because even the scientists have looked at our ocean and were like,
Oh no.
you know what? Let's fuck with space. Let's look into space.
There's so much pressure at the bottom of the ocean, dude.
You don't know what's down there. I mean, you don't know what's out there, but that's the thing. We can take like pictures and shit like that. Like we can go far in the bottom of we can go far down deep into the ocean, but that's the thing. If the people that explore the ocean and the people that like do that for a living, like NASA's exploring space for a reason, and yeah, I'm gonna say space.
Well, if you check my outfit, I'm wearing I kicked up my wallet. I'm wearing a Star Wars shirt. I have Star Wars dog tag, and I have a Star Wars tattoo. So I feel like that's pretty self-explanatory on the. But I'm also pretty terrified of the ocean. It's so scary. I don't want to find the Meg Godzilla Tron man 6000 at
Yeah.
the bottom of the ocean. Not trying to find that.
Don't get me fucked up though. I do love the ocean, but like
Yeah.
to a certain point, to a certain extent, you know
I
what
love
I'm
the
saying?
shore. I
Yeah.
love the side of the ocean. I love a little cruise. I don't love where Godzilla comes from.
Yeah, the ocean can be a little scary with like sharks and things like that. So I feel you.
Sharks.
So what's your favorite drink?
Kind of drinks we talk.
I would say you.
I love water. I've been really into like Arnold Palmer's recently. Like where you get them from, I guess.
If I had a second answer, it'd be PBR.
I love me some Coors Light.
We're trying to get.
I love it.
Can't be saying the ops name. You can't be saying the
PBR goes
ops
strong.
name in the interview.
The ops. I love PBR. Coors Light don't have to be an op, but PBR go for it.
Yoo-hoo is very early 2000s and 90s. I love it.
Yeah, no, you. I fuss with you. I can sit there and drink shit all day.
Well, now I want one. I appreciate it. So if you guys had $1 million and you could donate to any charity, which one?
Probably a homeless something around here. They actually might right.
Yeah. I would probably shit $1 million. I would take 500 and give it to the South Carolina Opioid Prevention Center. I don't know if I said that right, but yeah, them, because they do great work, and the opioid crisis is extremely real. Fentanyl crisis is extremely real, and yeah, we shouldn't have people dying over that. And I don't know if this is a charity, but something I strongly believe in is that yeah, we should like train police as much as we train the military, as someone who was like in the military, to like know that the police were like trained less than me, but like can like go around and like, have a gun on. I don't know. It's weird. I feel like I would take the other 500,000 and like put it towards like cops being like trained so they can like actually like do shit and not just
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean you're helping multiple groups, so that's pretty using your money pretty wisely.
yeah. Two very important things. Gotta make sure our community isn't dying, but we also gotta make sure that the people that patrol our community aren't killing us. So, yeah, I would split it, give it to both of those things, and call it a day.
Right on. So if you guys go back in time and talk to one world leader or person of influence, who would it be?
One world leader or person of influence.
Yes, sir.
Thomas, I'll let you go.
Hitler, sir, give him a knuckle sandwich. I don't know, man. Probably some like crazy guitarist or something.
I was about to say you're gonna use your one just to go beat up. I mean, like, I get it. It's gonna feel good to beat up Hitler,
No,
but
no,
like,
no, I'm not gonna gain.
we already killed him in real life. So, anyways, fucking shit. I mean, person of influence. Shit, I would. You say go back in time and meet them,
Talk to him, meet him.
talk to them, meet them. I would. Damn, that's a good one. I haven't thought about that one. To be honest, I would. Very close, but uh. Hmm. All right, I know this is probably like a unpopular answer or whatever. Um, but oh fuck, the guy that they assassinated. What's his name? Uh, sorry, my mind just went completely blank.
Which one? Because I was.
I feel horrible for not being able to remember his name, but there was a African world leader who was trying to create a new currency that didn't necessarily align with the World Bank, and he got assassinated.
The one that they the shooter movie.
I haven't heard about the shooting movie, so I'm not 100% sure. But I feel like, yeah, horrible for forgetting his name. So like, I'm trying to, I gotta like look this up. But yeah, that would be my answer.
That's a different answer. Keeping things interesting.
Yeah. I wanna. Ooh, I want to talk to Lee Harvey Oswald. I got multiple questions for that fella.
Another different answer.
Or George Bush. I
don't know exactly what the fuck he would tell me.
I think I just got one question.
Gaddafi, that's who it is, Muammar Gaddafi. I would like to have a conversation with him about the currency ideas that he had and just different ideals. It would be cool to go back in time and get the perspective of people who had things to do with foreign relations and stuff like that, people that actually also in other parts of the world, not just the US, like had to do with uprisings and things like that, like obviously a controversial leader, but Che Guevara, I'm sure even just listening to a conversation with him and Kennedy would be like crazy to hear. So yeah, just there's so many opportunities and so many places you could like go with that one. But yeah,
I went straight conspiracy.
Okay. Gotcha. All right, last question. What are some places in Colombia that visitors should check out?
Definitely Rosewood neighborhood because that's the hood of Rosewood. Let's see, where do people check out? Right now, currently, Guitar Center because that's where Thomas works and Zach also works. Um,
I met, like literally all of us met at Guitar Center.
yeah, and then New Brooklyn Tavern is like a cool spot around here. Art bars cool as well. Um,
Bang Bag.
for Bang Bang too. For food, Brooklyn just got some pretty good fries. Our None has good food. Um, there's this place called the Toasty Hot Spot, and that shit is banging. Um, and then if you're just like in the mood for like classic Chinese food, like you just want some like good ass Chinese food, Main Moon on Rosewood Drive is the spot. Nobody is fucking with Main Moon at all. Yeah.
Well, now I'm getting really hungry. So when I go down to Columbia, then you can take me to all those spots.
Oh yeah. Sounds like a plan. Sounds like a plan. We're gonna be fucking full as hell by the end of it, but yeah, get it done.
Sounds like a plan. Well, I really appreciate you guys coming on, and the support means the world to me.
Oh yeah, of course. We
Hey,
appreciate your support
appreciate
as
you, man.
well. It's very
Thank you
much
so much.
likewise. Your platform is super awesome. How you have the This is Pop Punk Promotions and just promote up and coming bands, established bands. Like what you do is super super cool. So we just wanted to say that, and yeah.
You're a real G.
Oh yeah, hi.
So for the people that are going to watch this later, where can they find you guys at?
So on all DSPs, or I guess I should say all like music platforms, it's if you just type in Aim High, it'll be the first one to come up, or it should be, unless we just like all the way fall off. But anyways, and then socials at Aim High 803, like our area code. So at Aim High 80.
Do what the man says. Go to the websites, listen to the music, buy merch, support local music. They're killing it. Keep up the great work, and we'll be in touch.
Thank you, appreciate you. That way, local band forever.
Of course, keep it pop punk, and have a good night.
Oh yeah, you too.
You too, brother.
Appreciate it. Peace.
All right, cool. So
Are we good? Did you quit recording?
it's still going, but I think we can. I didn't know if you wanted me to end. All right.